A music teacher struggling to write a Christmas song, a widowed father and his son trying to get into the holiday spirit, and Danny finds his biological mother, but it's not quite what you expect. It's all happening here at AfterBuzz TV. Stay tuned.
You're tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel, keeping the spirit of Christmas 24/7. Give, forgive, be merry. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, we don't have our bells today.
I know. I was just thinking. I was like, oh, we don't have our bells to ring.
It's okay. We'll be enough holiday cheer.
Yes.
Right?
We'll bring the energy. Welcome, AfterBuzzers and Hallmarkies, to the Countdown to Christmas After Show. Tonight, we'll be breaking down a Christmas love story. I'm your host, Chelsie Overocker, and joined by me, I have Haley J here.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Yes, loves everyone and also is a longtime believer of the Santa Claus.
Did you say I love everyone?
I think, yeah, I just said you love everyone, right?
We'll take it.
We'll just say that. Okay.
And especially Santa Claus, longtime believer and still keeping it strong, still going.
Yes, still going. Well, for tonight, we're going to be discussing the movie, and then we have our Hallmark Essential Checklist. We have a format where we think every Hallmark follows this format, Essential Checklist, and we're going to see if this movie does the same. And then we have the gift-giving ideas with Haley J here. We're getting closer to the holidays. Is it 2 weeks till Christmas?
Wait, it's 17 days.
17 days. Okay, so we are getting there. So you're going to want to hear what Haley J has to say.
Like, I just knew that because I actually did look it up today. And instead of going to my calendar, I was just like, hey, Siri, how many days till Christmas? It's
happening.
Easy way if it's too hard to actually look at it yourself.
Yeah, okay. Well, the countdown is
I'm
beginning.
excited, though. I'm really excited.
Me too.
Clearly,
me too.
I mean, we wouldn't be on the Hallmark channel if we were
would
not really
be.
excited for Christmas.
Well, let's get into tonight's movie, A Christmas Love Story. What was your overall thoughts on this?
I loved how different this one was. I think the plot in general, I was obviously excited to see Kristin. That was really exciting to see her. So anytime you see a familiar face, I think I'm going to be a little bit more drawn into the movie. But yeah, I thought it was a very different, unique plot that we haven't seen before. And I liked her sassy character and her strength that she just showed as a woman. So overall, and obviously you guys saw the movie, so you know the plot twist that I really did not see coming. Did you?
No, I didn't. And that's why I like this one. This is one of my top favorite ones for this year so far because it is so different. And I wasn't expecting it to end where Catherine is Danny's mom.
Mm-hmm.
That totally threw me off. I just thought, like with most Hallmark movies, Catherine kind of not takes the place of the dad, of the widowed, of the
She's
you know what
like
I'm saying?
the perfect
the mom.
fit that they were missing.
The perfect fit.
But to actually be his biological mother.
Yeah.
I love it because it's like we want that Hallmark happy ending, but at the same time I'm like, what? That would just never happen, you know?
Yeah, I think
it's like very Disney sugar-coated. We were saying before, it was like very icing glazed over of how like smooth of a transition that was.
Now, I like how Hallmark tackled this situation because I think it does happen. And
well, we've seen this in a couple movies now with Hallmark talking about fostering children and then adopting children, and just the idea of this is almost 2020. People are being adopted. People need to be adopted. So I do like that they incorporated that into the movie as well.
But it's just kind of, they iced it a little bit where Danny wanted to find his mom. And, of course it's a happy ending, but it just wasn't like he had like any questions. He like already like said, oh, I already accept you. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Let's move on. And, I guess if this was me in Danny's shoes, after I find my mom who gave me away, I just would have more questions about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it made it nice that he already met her and liked her as a person before knowing. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if you are adopted, you're going to have a lot of questions about whether you understood that it was for the right reason or not. You'd still really want to know the story and let me know what you were thinking. And if this were the same plot on a show of This Is Us, this would be like a 2-part series. Like, it would be a big deal. So, I do think it gave it that little Hallmark, put a nice bow on it, and you're a happy family. But then again, Danny's character in himself was the nicest, man of his age that like you don't meet guys that are that sweet. So that alone, he's like the perfect child.
He was 17, I think they mentioned, and even Catherine was just like, yeah, he is like, you raised him really well. That's what she said to Greg, his dad. You did a really good job. And it's just, it kind of makes me think of the movie now. I'm going to rewatch it because now Danny knew the whole time that was his mom. Mm-hmm. So when you're watching it, like when Catherine...
Oh, Danny did know.
Yeah, he knew the whole time.
I got that confused then.
So like when Catherine and Greg are in the kitchen talking and Danny sees that she's there, you know, at first... you know, before you know that he knows that that's his mom, you're thinking, oh, that's my music teacher. She wants me to sing. Yeah. I thought that was the whole purpose. But now when you rewatch it...
he sought out the music program to find her.
Just to find her. But when you rewatch it, you're thinking, oh, like, he's happy because he's like, hey, my mom came back to see me.
And it all ties together because at first, just seeing them text, I was like, is that, like, normal to be texting your teacher like that? But then him looking at her as, this is my mom, I want a relationship with her, makes it all seem a little bit more typical.
It did. I'm just curious, like, you know, say that Catherine didn't go drive to Greg's house to convince Greg for Danny to go on the choir team. What would have happened? Would Danny keep trying or what? So it all fit perfectly.
You're right, because his dad said, this is it. And he said, okay, bye. And it kind of seemed like he was just like, okay, found you, but never going to act on it.
Yeah, so I think one reason why I like this movie, it was a completely different twist, and it wasn't really what I was expecting, because if this was any other movie for Hallmark, if we had to predict, it would just be because, you know, the widowed dad doesn't really want Danny to get involved that much because of his wife. Mm-hmm. And because she loved music that much. So it's just him and Danny trying to get over the death of Danny's mom that Greg married, and then music kind of brought them together again. Like, that's what I thought when I was watching this, and then halfway through the movie, it's like oh, what? No, this is completely different.
Yeah. I do like how much of a go-getter Catherine was, too, where
me too.
Whether she saw Danny's dad as someone romantic or not in the beginning, she still didn't care to play any games. You know, those rules where it's like, I can only text so many times, or this is too pushy and things like that. She was like, he's not answering, let me drive to his house, which some people may find as stalkerish behavior in today's day. But I do like that she was just so feisty, and she didn't care if he was going to look at her as too much. She was just like, this is me, and take it or leave it, and I want this kid in my course, so I'm coming after you.
And I love Ryan and Catherine's friendship, because they just had like such a cute relationship where, like you mentioned, like Catherine said, oh, well, he didn't answer his phone, he's not returning my phone calls, Greg isn't, I'm gonna go over to his house. Ryan's like, that's not what I meant. And I feel like, don't we all have that one best friend that's like kind of pulls us down a little bit, like, hey, you need to be back in reality, like, what are you doing almost?
We have the voice of reason, whether we choose to listen or not, and clearly Catherine's character doesn't choose to listen, but that's what makes it fun. I did also enjoy that banter between them. That was really cute.
Yeah.
And can we talk about the high notes that she hits?
Oh
my gosh. No wonder why she's such a huge success on Broadway. I was just like, whoa. She's up there with like that ghost note Mariah Carey hits.
Seriously. I loved it when it was Catherine and Danny in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bake cookies and they have a spatula and they're just going back and singing for it. Greg is just like, okay.
Yeah, that was a very typical like Hallmark scene, singing into the spatula. I will say my sister and I always like to belt out a few songs when we're together.
Really?
Yeah, but we're not like the typical like sing with a spatula type girl. We're just like, but like we're not like using props like
Hit
Hallmark.
Hit those notes, Haley. I'll add that next time I introduce you. You can hit those high notes for Christmas.
Hit the high notes in the name of Christmas.
Name of Christmas. Okay. But yeah, and then I love it too, you know, of course, with Greg and Catherine getting together, especially at the holiday party where Greg dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was
and they
cute.
were like handing out the presents, and Catherine was Mrs. Claus too.
I did want to talk about a current theme I've been seeing in these movies too, aside from our checklist. It's when the couple goes to decorate a tree or pick out a tree.
Yes.
That seems to be where we see a lot of these relationships start, when somehow it's just like, oh, come along, we're getting a tree, why don't you just come with us? I'm like, is this like the third or fourth time this has like been the way the relationship has started now?
You're right, because even in the next movie that we're going to talk about, they went to go get a Christmas tree, and that's kind of when things started.
Way.
Yeah, just happened to be there.
You don't have to work. or do anything, just take 3 hours and come with us.
Yeah, I feel like that's as soon as someone invites you to go pick out a Christmas tree or to decorate the Christmas tree, you're in. The relationship just hit a whole new level.
Yeah. Well, and it's like when you start bonding with the kids and you're like sinking sand.
Yes.
You better fall in love now because you're invested.
It is, yeah. And I liked how Danny was kind of setting them up the whole time a little bit. I don't know if he did it on purpose because he wanted to hang out with the girl that he had a crush on in the choir.
They were so cute. Their banter was so awkward.
So cute, yeah. She was all excited when she got to coach Danny and help him.
It makes me think of like those butterflies I used to feel just even like talking to a boy. I'm just like, be normal, like say normal things. Do you just remember like being so nervous just to even say hi to a boy? And
absolutely.
So awful.
Oh, yeah.
It couldn't even be normal.
I know. Like you try to talk and you say the most weirdest things. I still have that problem till
like,
today.
I can't. I don't know. Put together sentences.
Well, not to get off topic, but one of my friends even said, well, when you get the butterflies in your stomach, that's bad news. Like, it's supposed to, it like curses it somehow, the relationship.
I don't know. Sometimes it depends. Like, I think you can see, like, I don't know, Halsey had this great quote in one of her songs. She was like, butterflies can feel like the warning signs or you mistake them. But I do think sometimes butterflies just like you're excited. So it just like, I think at a certain point, you know when they're the good and the bad kind. You just have to be willing to accept knowing that it's not a good feeling at that point.
Exactly.
And a lot of times we don't want to accept that it's not a good thing anymore.
No. But we always need to be with someone who makes our heart patter a little bit.
And thankfully, all the Hallmark movies have relationships that have those. I think sometimes when you think about it, it's like, what do we love so much about these movies? And I don't know if it was when the movie with Dolly Parton that we were just watching too, but when she just said like, we want to have a happy ending, that's what we all want. So that's what I do love about these movies. It's like Christmas time. Is that so wrong that you just want to have a happy ending?
Oh, no.
I love it.
And that's why we watch these Hallmark movies too. And Catherine and Greg do get that happy ending as well.
Oh, and I also liked that Catherine wasn't the, female so great in the kitchen stereotype. She was the one that was like, you boys show me how to bake. I'm like, yes, I like to see that switch up. I like that it's not the typical dynamic you would always expect to see.
No, yeah. And she was one of those with Catherine. I loved her personality because she was a go-getter, but she also knew when to take a step back as well.
Right. That balance is important.
Balance is very important. But no, I think her and Greg, they both make like a really good couple. So honestly, this movie, I like it.
How fun does Kristin seem outside of the movie?
Oh,
like just to hang out
so
with. She would
fun.
just be such a bubbly personality, I feel like.
I don't think there's one movie that she cannot be in where she can't sing because she always has to sing. She has to sing. It makes her, it's what makes her different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall, love this movie. Definitely want to give it a shout out. But another thing we want to give a shout out is to our AfterBuzzers, Haley.
Yes. So guys, of course, we love that you're watching the Hallmark movies with us, but we need one more step. If you could go that extra mile, give us a rating on YouTube. The Christmas 24/7 channel is new. We're trying to build up the community a little bit. So please make sure you tell your friends, like, comment, and subscribe. We want to get involved with the conversation and see what you thought of all the movies we're covering because it is a Hallmark family after all. So please go on YouTube and leave us those comments.
Thank you. All right. So other things that we have to comment on is we have to rate this movie and if it follows our Hallmark essential checklist. So let's start with the denial of the relationship. Do we see that?
I don't know. I almost feel like she didn't seem that romantically interested until the very end, almost like just like casual and then like, okay.
I think it was, well, you know what, though? It was her best friend because her best friend kind of caught it on after they went to go see the play together. Danny, Greg, her best friend, and Catherine. And then that's when she kind of already saw some connection between them two. And then when Catherine was on the phone with her best friend, talking about her baby that she gave away, and she's like, what brought all this on? And Greg somehow got mentioned into it. And she's like, I can't believe this is all happening and I'm not here. And that's when Catherine's like, no. I'm done. But I think that's a little bit of the denial. And of course, when she was really denying the relationship and his feelings for him when she found the situation that they were going to be in. Where
she pulled away for sure.
Yeah, when she found out.
Which I think was out of protection
for Danny. Yeah, when she found out that was her
Speaking of, how do you explain that situation to your friends being like, so I really like this guy. Turns out he adopted my son. Like, wait, what?
Oh, God, that's gonna be an
Like, how do
interesting.
yeah, that takes more than one dinner party to explain to everyone.
They almost need a sequel to this just for them to explain
Maybe
it.
they will.
So who knows? Who knows? Family influenced the relationship. I would say the friend
Danny, a
and
lot,
Danny
too.
for
Danny
sure.
was the pusher.
100%. Especially towards the end when he backed out saying, oh, I was going to go reverse
Yes,
with my
that
friend.
was a full setup.
But you two should go to this holiday party together.
Hey, you take my spot.
Yeah.
That was definitely intentional.
Deadline. Well, with Catherine trying to write the Christmas song. Is that it?
I think that was the only deadline we saw that
Yeah.
I can remember. That was what I wrote down anyways, that she needed this song to pull through in time.
Nothing too much with Greg and his job.
Not really.
Attempted first kiss. I don't think there was one.
No.
Right, they kissed twice, right after the holiday party is when they kissed. And then, of course, at the end when they both confronted that they like each other.
But no, like, awkward moments.
One character is successful. Both of them are successful. And amazing Christmas decorations.
Always.
Always.
It would not be Hallmark without that.
No, when they had to go get the tree and they were decorating it. By the way, Greg's house was amazing. Wasn't it beautiful?
Can I just get someone to, like, can I hire someone to set up my house like that one year?
Yeah.
I'm really down for the all-colored theme, too.
Yes.
Like, I think that, like, the one color, my friend's mom does that where she kind of picks, like, one thing each year. And I do really like that.
Me too. Conflict. The biggest one was when Catherine finds out that Danny is her son, and that pushes Greg and her away a little bit.
And we actually saw conflict in the very first scene, knowing that, well, in the beginning scene, seeing that their writer backed out. So I think that was like, and that kind of struck me too, because I'm like, whoa, you don't normally see right off the bat something's wrong. So that already set the tone that this was going to be a different type of plot.
Yeah.
Which, again, pull you in. I liked that.
I agree. And we do have a happy ending.
Of course.
Yes. But, I really would like to see a sequel of this
That would
movie.
be really cool to see how their family evolves and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Hallmark, give it to us.
Hallmark. They're probably already working on next season.
I was just
for
thinking
sure.
they might be
It's Christmas
filming.
all year round.
It is. It is Christmas 24/7 for them, too.
Yes, seriously.
Okay. Well, before we go, we have gift giving ideas with Haley J.
All right, guys. So we all need those gifts for kids, but it can be really hard sometimes. Like, kids change their mind so quickly, you don't know what they're into. So I actually nanny, and shout out to Julian and Dylan because they gave me this idea for the Just Dance 2020. It only runs you about $40 for the game, and it'll keep your kids entertained. And what I also thought was really cool about this game in particular is that it's a way everyone wants their kids to be out and exercise and, just don't be glued to the screens the whole time. And this is the best of both worlds because they feel like they're still on a screen, but they're moving, they're getting exercise of some form. And especially around the holidays when they're eating more junk than usual, probably, I think this is a really great gift to get your kids active and have fun and bring friends and things like that. So for $40, get them off your hands a little bit too. You can get on Nintendo and other markets out there as well online. So Just Dance 2020 is the gift of today's episode.
Just Dance. I've always wanted to try it.
It's hard. It's not as easy as, and they're actual dancers. They're actual people that go into studio. It's not all, they have they're holding something and it's all generated, but it's people actually doing the movement. So it's really cool.
Oh, that is cool. Okay, we'll have to check it out. Thanks, Haley. Well, that's it for A Christmas Love Story. Before we go, though, Haley's going to go ahead and give her socials.
Yes, you guys can find me Instagram and Twitter at HeyJ, HAYJ_.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsie Overocker. That's Chelsie with an IE. And on Twitter at Chels Overocker. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. And we'll be back for the next movie. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Chief Elf Officers Kevin Undergaro and Maria Menounos, Chief Spirit Officer Jeff Graham, and the entire The Christmas 24/7 channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel. If you have questions or comments, email us at thechristmas247@gmail.com. Until next time, do your best to give, forgive, and be merry. Ho, 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 ho.